I'm furious, but I need your help. Our Vancouver reporter, Drea Humphrey, was physically manhandled by Justin Trudeau's personal bodyguards for simply asking questions Trudeau didn't like. Take a look for yourself.
You talked about Canada's last wrongs, the past things they haven't done right. When will you speak out about the 20 vandalized churches? They're burning churches and vandalizing them, and you're not calling it a hate crime.
That makes me sick. Drea is an accomplished journalist, a registered member of the Independent Press Gallery. She was invited to attend Trudeau's campaign press conferences in British Columbia this week during his pre-election swing through the province. She asked Trudeau about the wave of arson targeting churches across Canada, especially in BC. Now, Trudeau refused to take her questions and walked away from the podium to pose for selfies with the public. That's more his speed. Drea politely walked beside him, asking her questions again. She was never threatening or abusive. She never blocked his path. She never posed any physical danger to Trudeau whatsoever. She was simply asking him questions he didn't like. Trudeau brushed her off, and a squad of Trudeau's RCMP bodyguards immediately swooped in, physically grabbed her, and pulled her away from asking her questions like she was a rag doll or something. The shocking interaction was caught on video. There's no denying it. This is simply unacceptable in a liberal democracy, but it fits with Trudeau's growing reputation as a thin-skinned politician who can't stand criticism, especially from strong women. Just ask Jody Wilson-Raybould. Trudeau prefers to call on hand-picked journalists that he can control, usually CBC state reporters or journalists from bailout newspapers. But calling in armed bodyguards to physically assault Drea is a new low, even for Trudeau. Please help us fight back. Go to standwithdrea.com to sign our petition to Trudeau, telling him to call off his bullies and stop ordering the RCMP to assault journalists. And at that same page, you can read our complaint letter to the RCMP Complaints Commission, drafted by our general counsel. We're not simply going to let this slide. I know that in Trudeau's male feminist world, you get to assault women you don't like and then brush it off.
Often a man experiences an interaction as being benign or not inappropriate, and a woman, particularly in a professional context, can experience it differently.
Yeah, that's not going to happen here. If this is how Trudeau behaves now, you know it's only going to get worse during the stress of the campaign when he doesn't like more questions. We've got to nip this in the bud. Sign our petition now at standwithdrea.com. And if you can help us cover the cost of our lawyer's intervention, please do. You know, Drea is too polite to say it herself, but I really think that Trudeau has a problem with strong women. Whether it's Jane Philpott, Jody Wilson-Raybould, Selena Caesar-Chavannes, he really seems to hate it when a woman questions him, especially a woman of color. Imagine the national outcry if Trudeau had a CBC reporter assaulted this way. But of course, that would never happen because a CBC reporter would never ask Trudeau a real question, so he would never lose his temper this way and give in to his rage. Please go to standwithdrea.com to sign our petition and chip into our legal complaint against Trudeau's bodyguards. And one more thing. You can be sure having Trudeau's tough guys push her around isn't going to stop Drea from being Vancouver's most effective independent reporter. Please go to standwithdrea.com. Thanks. Trudeau's thugs pushed around our reporter, Drea Humphrey. Don't let that happen. Go to standwithdrea.com to show your support.